We're Simon and Elaine. In this series, we've travelled to Scotland's Isle of Mull, exploring everything this island has to offer, while staying in a lovely cottage with amazing views. So grab a coffee and cake and sit back and relax. Oh, and please subscribe too, and feel free to drop a comment. Now let's go. Good morning from Dalmally in Scotland. Leaving our Airbnb, and this morning we're heading for Oban and the ferry.
It's a little bit cloudy, drizzly, atmospheric. Let's call it atmospheric. Where are we going, Simon?
We're catching the ferry to the Isle of Mull. This time last year we spent a week on the Isle of Arran, and 12 months on we thought we'd try a different isle in Scotland. Welcome to Oban. We have arrived. We've just stocked up on food before we take the ferry. Now we're going to go for a quick walk. We've got at least an hour before we check in. Welcome to McKaig's Tower. Well, this is very impressive. The tower overlooks Oban. We have arrived at the ferry terminal, and there in the distance is McKaig's Tower we went up earlier. We've checked in, we've pulled up in lane number 1, and it's 25 past 11. We need to be back here for 12 o'clock. So let's do some boat watching.
Let's go, stop all this talking.
Quite a few ferries leave from this terminal, going to different islands. So if you're waiting for your ferry to one of the islands, there's plenty of places to stop and eat. I spy a ferry coming in. waiting to depart.
Journey, wasn't it?
It was incredibly quick.
Incredibly quick.
Curse of the scaffolding has struck again. Chasing those rainbows today. Look at that. Just pulled in to capture this. Pulled in again. One to find a geocache and two just to film this amazing view. We've just parked up at our property for the week. And what a view. Let's go and have a look. These are a few of our neighbours we got for the week. Let's show you the property. This is where we're staying for the next 7 days. Tarbert House. Anybody at home? It's our living room for the week. And the reason why I picked this is because I thought, and I'm right, we've got amazing views while we're relaxing. Kitchen. Nice. They've left us some goodies. He looks happy. Bedroom. Ensuite. And a bar. Utility room when we come back with our mucky boots and wet coats. Right, I'm in the roof of the property. Sky window. Another bedroom upstairs. With stunning views. Good morning from Bunessan on the Isle of Mull. A very wet and windy morning on the Isle of Mull. But we have tea! This is the view from our bedroom window. And this is the view from upstairs. Can you hear the wind whipping round the roof? It's supposed to stop raining this afternoon, so we just need to occupy ourselves for a few hours before we venture out. And this accommodation even has its own other room. It's a games room! Oh, and we have so got to play on this later on. Seems to be a little bit windier on this side of the house. It stopped raining! Yes! Well, we've parked in the same car park that we parked yesterday in Bunessan. And this was our view this time yesterday. Welcome to the village of Bunessan. Even has its own fire station and spa shop when we need provisions, but not on a Sunday evening. Surprise, surprise, it's closed.
It's rained all day, but now it's just like you play.
So we're going to do a short walk, which is going to take us along the headland and coastline in that direction. So we walk towards Arden and now walk for the evening. Blue sky ahead, fantastic. What a sight to behold on this walk. Wow! 6 now of an evening. I'm going to make a slow way back to the car. Good morning from the Isle of Mull. Just a herd of sheep wandering across the country lane as they do. Sheep just helping themselves to a bit of our lawn. So this morning we are off to the island of Iona. We have to take a ferry. First things first though, we've got to leave here. Well, when we get on this ferry, fingers crossed. And this time, we'll go on the ferry by foot and not by car, because the island is quite small to explore. It's a bit blustery too, so we're going to be in for a fun crossing.
That's the highest point on Iona, and we're going to go up there.
Thank you. If you don't want to step out, you can wait in here, but we want to step out. There's the Abbey. We are heading for Iona's highest point. Hopefully this way. We've got to figure out when we turn left. There's supposed to be a footpath that takes you up to the highest point, which I'm guessing is that. Ah, this is helpful then. Well, we're thinking this is the gate. Right, so we get told off. It looks well trodden, so we are assuming this is the way. Back down, head to the north of the island and heading for the White Strand of the Monks. That's where we were earlier, admiring the views. Now we want to be able to get down to the beach. There's a beach to the east and there's also a beach to the west. This will always love about Scottish beaches. They are incredible. We've done the east beach from the highest point. Now we want to head over to that beach. Just had a sandwich sitting on this rock, enjoying the view. Those are our footprints in the sand.
Duck waddles.
Duck waddles. Might have to retrace our steps. There's the Isle of Mull in the far, far distance, and we think that highest peak that you can see over there is Ben More, the larger of the peaks, which is actually the highest peak on Mull. Right, back on the lane. There to our right is the highest peak. We're heading back towards the Abbey. Well, at the moment we are right there. Tiny island off the small island of Mull. Coffee from the larder. So we've done the north of Iona. Now we're going to do some exploring in the south of the island. There's a couple of beaches we want to have a look at. So we're now walking to Sandell's Bay, which is just under half a mile away, which is this way. Notice the lack of footpath signs on this island, so we have to assume we're allowed through this gate. To the beach. So we're heading towards Sandell's Beach, Sandell's Bay, Sandell Bay. Cutting across the island. We're heading for MacKinnon. I don't know if that's the name of the beach or the area, but it's called the MacKinnon, and it's on the west of the island, 3/4 of a mile that way. Waiting for the rain to stop. Look, there's blue sky over there. Right, it's just stopped raining. Now we've made it to the other side of the island. Little beach. Not a deck chair in sight. a little post office here. Ooh. I was hoping. And the post office is right next to the beach. Come back for the ferry. We're about a 15-minute wait. And the question is, how many miles have we walked today, Elaine?
Have a look.
We've walked almost 11.5 miles today, giving you the best sights of Iona. There's the ferry over there. It will be heading over here in a few moments. And while we're waiting, we'll just admire this lovely place one final time. Homeward bound. Isle of Mull bound. Goodbye, Iona. You're really good. Good morning from the Isle of Mull. Some Highland cows walked past our property this morning. Now they're just up the road. Hopefully we can get away without them coming back, because we'll be stuck otherwise. Oh boy. It's not a wild camping area if you stay in Today's a day of just driving around, stopping off and discovering several beaches. We're on the west side of Mull. And this beach we're heading to at the moment, it's an earth cache, and we wouldn't have known about this beach if we hadn't been for geocaching. So we're heading down there now. Bit of a trek from where we parked. I think it's just around the corner. Right, here goes the pronunciation. Knockvologgan. Yeah, there we go. Knockvologgan Beach. Oh dear. Pronounced how it's spelt. So apologies to all residents of the Isle of Mull if I haven't pronounced it very well, but you do have a beautiful beach here. So here's a bench with a view. What a view! This is Fiddens Beach. Nice little beach. We're on the move again, and we're heading to a town called Carsaig. It's pronounced Carsaig, and in Carsaig it's got a very famous phone box. Da, da, da.
So famous you'll have never seen the film.
What's the film called?
I Know Where I'm Going.
I Know Where I'm Going, a 1945 rom-com.
We're going to watch it tonight just because.
And this phone box and waterfall featured in the film that we haven't seen.
So we need to see it.
Well, but we're doing it the other way around. We're going to see the phone box first, and then we'll watch the movie
It's always
tonight.
the way.
It's about a half an hour drive this way.
And it's half an hour drive because we have to do about, how many we do? 20 mile an hour?
Yeah. We'll have to pull in every so often to let cars come by.
Pull in. Does anybody know where we are?
We turn right down Carsaig, and this is the narrowest lane you can imagine. But there's been nothing. There's been no traffic at all. We're heading to the south of the island. Is anyone going to be living down here?
Don't know. Somebody must, because there's a road.
Way back in 1945, a film crew would have come here. Checking nothing's coming. Oh, this is a big truck. Oh, is this? Yes.
Famous telephone box. It's only taken half an hour to come and see it. Next to big waterfall. Very nice.
Well, we finally got here. That lane to get here was so hair-raisingly narrow. We've come to this spot. Way in the distance is Jura and Islay. Nearly there. Here's the most famous telephone box on the Isle of Mull. Wow. Is anybody in?
There's no dining time.
Oh,
We're stuck.
we're marooned. I like to think the hedgehogs go actually quicker than the cars around here. Did I say the lanes around here are narrow? Nice view. Just got back to our accommodation. Lay's toast and bagels. And now we're going to watch I Know Where I'm Going. I Know Where I'm Going, 1945, full movie. And hopefully we'll see the telephone box and the waterfall. Exciting. Good morning from the Isle of Mull. This morning we're off to Tobermory.
What's the story?
Tobermory. Well, I'll tell you what the story is. Elaine's driving us there.
I am.
Yay! An hour and a half to drive 40 miles. But this is the reason why. This is where we arrived all those days ago by ferry, and we still have another 21 miles to Tobermory. Great Spar Shop. Tobermory, that way. This is realistically the first time on the island where there's white lines in the middle of the road. Almost feels like civilization with the road this wide. Oh, look at this, Elaine. So we've just pulled up outside of Salem, and we're heading for a geocache and some famous boat wrecks. So, this time of year, what do we have? Ice cream. For me, mint chocolate chip. We're going for a walk. We're heading for Tobermory Lighthouse. Doesn't look so scary at the moment, does it? We're nearly there. Over there is Ben Hines. Right, we're going to head down to the lighthouse. When we go away, we discover new places. Always nice to discover a lighthouse or two. Lane thought we could race this ferry back into Tobermory. The ferry will win. It's already caught up with us. Oh, she does like a good challenge. And the ferry's taking the lead. I'll put my money on the ferry. Look, glum. Just look glum. The ferry won.
Oh.
Ah. There's Elaine's competitor, the ferry. Ferry 1, Elaine 0.
Hey, I said, let's get here before the ferry departs.
Uh-huh.
Maybe.
Well, you still only just lost, even if you change the rule to that. Off he goes.
You're racing back to the lighthouse.
Huh? Yeah, come on.
I do like these ferries.
Yeah, they're good, aren't they?
Yeah. I think it's a great service. Great price. And we've never had any problems. We've been on a few.
Nope.
How many have we been on?
I don't know, Elaine, lots. I'll tell you. Tell you at the bottom of this screen. I'll tell you there. You reckon 7?
7.
And the answer is
7.
Yay! Or bad luck, Elaine. Yay! Or he's
So
slightly
we went
out.
from Ullapool to Lewis. We went from Harris to the Uist. We went from Uist to Barra. We went from Barra to Uist. We went from the Uist to Ullapool. We went to Arran, and we've been to Mull. 7. Can't think we've been on any others.
to Mull,
Yeah.
and then from Mull to
I'm not counting the return. Am I going to count return?
Iona, maybe?
Oh, Iona. Are we doing back?
Yeah.
And then back again. And then back from Arran and back from Mull. So that's 11.
If we're counting individual ferries.
Yeah, then it's there and back, and it's
Yeah.
that's correct.
Double figures, that's really good, isn't it?
And every single one has been completely on time.
We're keeping Caledonian going, aren't we?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Where next then?
Well. Back in Tobermory. This place is like a rainbow all on its own, isn't it? Heading back to our house. Thought we'd stop off just to capture these incredible views. Someone's setting up the tent for the night while camping. And a cycle here. Look at those views. Bit of sunshine and the landscape changes completely. Good morning from the Isle of Mull.
So we've parked here, and the plan hopefully is to walk all the way to the fossil tree. But we have to get down to the beach on the iron ladder. Please take care and make sure properly equipped access to the fossil tree may be difficult at high tide. And that's the fossil tree. That's what it looks like. We need to look out for buzzards. 5 miles along a rough and sometimes steep path.
One way.
One way.
Crikey, we better start then. So we parked here. We had to go through a very narrow lane for quite a while to actually get here. But always lucky to find parking. So this is our adventure for today. And we're also able to pick up a map from a little box back there.
Come on then.
That's good. Hear the wind blowing through the trees. Oh, it's whipping up a bit now. There are lots of eagles on Mull. Yeah. We've just walked our first mile and we've reached this point here. What are these stones?
These are the coffin cairns.
Coffin cairns. Right, so these cairns represent the whom?
Each of them represents one generation of the MacGillivray family. They would rest a coffin here on the way to the graveyard.
And from the Cairns, or Cairns, our route continues that way. 1 mile completed, about another 4 to go. 2 miles in at this point, with 3 to go. So our route's going to take us all the way around here, around the back. So we're halfway. It's just decided to rain. Typical Scottish weather, but we are dressed in the most fashionable gear for this sort of weather. Elaine is modelling waterproof trousers and a waterproof coat.
Portable tent, I like to call it.
Portable tent, you say? Yes, Elaine is wearing a portable tent. We seem to be heading downhill. The 3 mile mark. The gate's selling cakes, shortbread. Needs to keep them in his fridge. And here's the house that sells the shortbread and cake. One big satellite dish. So we're in the official area of Berg. 569 hectare estate was one of the first to come under the care of the National Trust. So from here is 4.2 kilometres or 2.5 miles to the fossil tree. By my estimation it's just under 2 miles. So I think the entire walk is probably more like 5.5 miles in one direction. That's what we've left behind us. Somewhere, almost 3.5 miles of trekking, with just over 2 miles of trekking still to come. We can do this. We can do this. There's a bothy ahead, somewhere to rest up. This is owned by the National Trust, and apparently you can rent it out. Should we see if it's open? Anyone in here? Let's see if it's open. No, no, let me in. I need a place of rest. Oh well, won't be having lunch in there then. We've just gone past the 4 mile mark, and based on what we saw with that sign back there, probably still have about 1.5 miles, 1.75 miles to go. This actual area here dates back to the Iron Age. Amazing views. Oh my goodness. Look where this is taking us now. We do like paths with a bit of a drop, one side or the other, and occasionally on both. Crikey. This final mile is a little bit treacherous, especially in the rain, so we're taking it a little bit easier along here. We've made the decision to turn around because the weather's got worse. The wind's really picked up and it's getting a little bit more treacherous to cross areas like this. So at least we've done some of the berg, We just haven't made it to the fossil tree. But look at this. As I always say, safety first. Especially when the weather turns like this. It's gone a bit crazy. Somewhere over there is our cottage. And from our cottage you can see the berg. Not too sure which is our cottage though. All look like little dots in the distance. But yeah, when we get back I'll show you the view of the berg from my cottage window. Right, we've just pulled in. We're back on the other side of the loch. From way over there, we've walked along towards the berg. We walked all the way along the edge, right to the tip, and that's where we turned round at that waterfall where things got a bit treacherous. Yeah, what a day. In total, it's been about an 11-mile hike. This was our final full day on the Isle of Mull. As ever, the weather just couldn't make its mind up. But we wanted to get one final walk in, this time taking the path to MacKinnon's cave. Cows watched on as we crossed boggy land. But we eventually reached the foot of the cave, but concerned about the terrain and changing tide, we concluded this walk by admiring the views ahead. Once back at the car, we then drove back to Loch Nicheel, wanting to enjoy its stunning landscape for one last time. Just pulled in again. We've just decided to pull in at 3:30 on a Friday afternoon. Here's the car. And up there is the highest mountain on the Isle of Mull. It's quite daunting from here. If you do ever decide to do it, this is the place to park. And on your map, you'll be looking out for this name. And that's your route. Benmore. Good morning from the Isle of Mull. Today we've got the long journey home. We've packed up and the boot is full. It's about 8:30 in the morning and it's looking a little bit murky. It might just brighten up. We're hoping our ferry journey will be a steady one. He's opening the gate for the final time and will drive us out for the final time. We've just arrived. Oh, ding dong. We've just arrived at Craignure. This wasn't our ferry. It's quite a small ferry, that one. And we're now queuing up, waiting for the 11:15 ferry. Spar shop. Found this very useful when we first arrived. And here comes our ferry. we're waiting to leave. The ferry will need to reverse back, and then we'll be on our way. Practically got the deck to ourselves. Hello, Oban.